The classroom was silent when the door opened, and every head turned. A new student had arrived. Her name was Amara Johnson, a tall black girl with confident eyes but a heart that pounded with nervousness. She clutched her notebook tightly against her chest, feeling the weight of dozens of stares pressing on her. It was her first day at a new high school in a town where she already knew she would stand out, not just because she was new, but because she was different. The teacher smiled warmly, introducing her. "Class, this is Amara. I hope you'll all make her feel welcome." But the truth was, not everyone in that room had good intentions. As Amara walked to her seat, whispers followed her. "She thinks she's smart. Why is she even here? Bet she won't last a week." She kept her head high, remembering her mother's words that morning, "You don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You stand tall." At first, Amara thought she could just focus on her studies and ignore the stares. But it didn't take long for the bullies to make their move. 3 students, known troublemakers, had made it their mission to target anyone who didn't fit in. Their leader, Jason, a boy with a cruel smirk and too much influence, noticed Amara's calm composure. And that made him furious. He thrived on control, on fear, and Amara's quiet strength unsettled him. One morning, as Amara was answering a question in class with confidence, Jason muttered loud enough for everyone to hear, "Why don't you just go back where you came from?" The class laughed nervously, but Amara didn't flinch. She finished her answer, earning a nod of approval from the teacher. That only made Jason more determined to break her. The tension built over the days. In the cafeteria, she often sat alone. In the hallways, she heard footsteps behind her followed by cruel laughter. But Amara refused to give them the satisfaction of seeing her cry. What no one knew was that every night at home, she let the tears fall, questioning why life had to be this hard just for being herself. Then came the moment that would change everything. It was a Tuesday morning. The class was buzzing with chatter when Amara walked in, holding her books tightly. Jason and his friends had been waiting. As she sat down, they smirked at each other. Suddenly, Jason stood up, walked over, and grabbed her arm. "Come on, new girl," he sneered. "You don't belong here." His friends grabbed her other arm, trying to drag her out of the classroom. Gasps filled the room. Some students laughed nervously, others looked away, too afraid to intervene. But Amara didn't panic. She didn't scream. Instead, she planted her feet firmly on the ground and looked Jason dead in the eye. "Let go of me," she said firmly. Jason laughed. "Or what?" And then, in a voice that carried strength and calmness, Amara spoke words no one expected. "You want me out of this classroom? You'll have to explain to every single person here why you're so threat." The clock ticked loudly in the classroom as the door creaked open. Every pair of eyes turned. A tall girl stepped in, her hair in neat braids, her notebook pressed tightly against her chest, and a quiet determination in her stride. Her name was Amara Johnson. This was her first day at a new school, and she could feel the stares already. Some curious, some indifferent, and a few hostile. She had moved from the city with her mother, hoping for a fresh start. But Amara knew how small towns worked. You didn't just blend in when your skin was different, when your confidence didn't match the silence of everyone else. The teacher's voice broke through the whispers. "Class, this is Amara. Please make her feel welcome." But the welcome never came. When she walked down the aisle to her desk, the whispers grew sharper. "She talks like she's smart. Bet she thinks she's better than us. She won't last here." Amara sat down, back straight, eyes forward. Her mother's voice echoed in her mind. "Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Stand tall." At first, she tried to ignore it. She focused on her lessons, on the books she loved, on the thought that maybe, just maybe, things would get easier with time. But it didn't take long for the bullies to notice her silence. The bullies' attention. Jason Miller. That was his name, the boy who ruled the halls. He wasn't the smartest, but he was the loudest. The kind of boy who laughed at others' pain and gained power by making others smaller. And when he saw Amara, unshaken by the glares, refusing to bow her head, he felt threatened. "Look at her," Jason sneered one day in the cafeteria, his friends chuckling. "Acting like she's too good for us. Amara sat alone, unpacking her sandwich, pretending not to hear. But Jason wasn't satisfied with being ignored. He thrived on fear, and Amara wasn't giving him any. That made her his next target. The first clash. It happened in history class. The teacher asked a difficult question. One even the top students hesitated on. Amara raised her hand confidently and delivered the answer with clarity. The teacher beamed. Jason muttered just loud enough, "Why don't you go back where you came from?" The class erupted in nervous laughter. Amara froze, her heart pounding, but she kept her voice steady. She finished her answer, refusing to look at him. The teacher scolded Jason, but everyone knew a line had been crossed. From that moment, the tension grew. Amara started hearing footsteps behind her in the hall. Mocking laughter at her locker. Scribbled notes shoved under her books. At night, she let herself cry into her pillow, whispering, "Why do I always have to fight just to exist?" The breaking point. It was a Tuesday morning. The sun filtered weakly through the windows, and the classroom buzzed with chatter. Amara walked in, head high but stomach in knots. She had a bad feeling, and she was right. Jason and his crew were waiting. As she slid into